Hi guys, Justin Tucker here again, just trucking along with adding content types into our fictitious site, more specifically adding fields into those content types. So the last video we kind of finished up adding fields to the jobs available posting, and I'm going to go back into the content types list to see what else we've got and add in more fields. In the last video, we created a page, a fake listing called Awesome Sauce Analyst that is needed. This is a jobs available posting, and we went over kind of how to add these fields, rearrange these fields, and manage their displays on a very basic level. So we are going to go into structure, into content types. And I think for right now we've got our jobs available posting pretty much summed up. So let's move on to, I don't know, the jobs. Well, let's move on to the jobs wanted posting. So I'm going to kind of move through these a little bit faster. Jobs wanted title. Again, I like to clean up the body field. We're going to call this jobs wanted description. Okay, and I had made another taxonomy term early on called years of experience. The reason I did that as a taxonomy term is so that later on employers or other clients or prospective customers could search by perhaps years of experience, like show me all people who 3 years and below or something to that effect. Let's see, we're going to call this jobs. I'm going to kind of abbreviate that. See, it won't let me add an underscore, which means that it is too long. My machine readable name. Okay, so basically I'm going to include this job underscore WAN. I'll just finish it off with a T in all my fields, just so that when I'm looking at a large list of them, I can easily identify this field belongs to jobs wanted. This is a term reference, meaning I want to call upon the taxonomy term that I made previously. And in this case, we'll do a select list, and we'll only allow the user to have one value because there's only one answer here. You can't have I'm 3 and 2 years. It's 3 years. So years of experience is the vocabulary that we had set up previously. We're going to save that. Please choose appropriate value. Put whatever you want in here. Again, the help text is to cue the user as to what this field is for and any instructions on what to consider when filling it out. And there's our values. Again, we had made these over in another video when we did taxonomy terms. Just to open another window here, that is found under structure, under taxonomy, years of experience. If I want to list terms, you'll notice that the values in this list one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 plus equal these values here. This is how we created this. Number of values 1, save settings. I had another taxonomy term I think I called platforms. I'm going to call this field, I don't know, let's see, well, okay, we could probably name this better, but I'll say platform experience. I don't know. And that's still a little too long. So I'll abbreviate experience and do that. This is also a term reference, and I'm going to choose, I want the option, I want to give the user the option to select multiple ones. So I'm eventually going to want checkboxes here, and I'm going to hit save. Under this, though, it's the vocabulary. I just named it platform, but the values under platform, we'll go to the other window I have open and click taxonomy, and under platform, list terms. Basically, these are the names of very common content management systems, obviously WordPress, Joomla, and Drupal. If this were a real site, or a site that was trying to appeal to a broader audience, clearly there's many, many more options that could go here. You could also see that there's potentially other categories that you could create for a developer or someone posting a job wanted for them to express their skills, or maybe programming language would be another potential taxonomy term, and you'd have a big list of different programming languages. So that's what we're going to do here: platform experience, and we'll just say select the platforms you have experience with. Okay, very basic. And the number of values we will say is unlimited, and the vocabulary is for platform. We'll hit save settings. Okay, and there's a bunch of different ways to handle this, but we'll say contact information. In our case here, we'll just leave it totally open-ended. In case you guys can't tell, I have typing problems. Let's see, job 1. Oh, I forgot my T on this one up here. You see that? Little word of wisdom here. If you want to change that, if that's going to bother you, you need to delete it and rewrite it again, because once you make this machine readable name, you're done with it. Can't go back in and edit that. Well, I take that back. Nope, you can't. Okay. You can on content types, but do so carefully. Okay, so not on fields. So I'm going to go ahead and live with that, but want to point that out, that if you mess up, it's best to delete now, because once values start getting put into this field by users, you're not going to want to delete this to change it, because you're going to delete all those values. So just keep that in mind. So contact information. For the example of this video, we're just going to make this a text area with multiple rows. We'll leave it open-ended as to what the user wants to put. If they want to put their cell phone, they can. If they want to put an email address, they can. If they want to say contact me through the website, they can, and later we'll implement that feature. Enter any information you like for others to contact you. Okay, and we'll leave it as one value and hit save. And this should be a pretty good collection for a basic form for someone to fill out to express to others, hey, this is who I am, this is what I can do, and I need a job. So obviously this is like a miniature resume. Speaking of resume, let's go ahead and add that field. This will be a good example. Let's see, resume upload. So this is kind of basic to where we're going to give the user the ability to upload a file. Um, let's just say we're going to restrict it to Word documents and PDFs. So we're telling the user you can only upload documents and PDFs of your resume to this job wanted posting. These right here I usually check, because the enable display, this option, you just read it here, the option allows users to choose if a file should be shown when viewing the content. And this setting only has an effect if the display option is enabled. Files displayed by default. For the purposes of what we're doing here, check both. Upload destination public. There is another idea that of private files, where if you're uploading sensitive information that's kind of eyes only, you would want to implement a private file system, which has a couple steps. There's documentation on it, and I may do a video on it. But for our purposes here, we actually want the resume to be very public. We want everybody to be able to download that onto their browser and be able to open up and take a look. So we will leave it as our default public files. And we will instruct the user, if you have a resume available, please upload it here. Now, clearly, whenever you have files being uploaded to your server for other people to download, you want to be very careful. In some cases, there's, things you can do. Other cases, there isn't. But one thing is, allowed file extensions. So if we leave it to a doc and a PDF, and if you read right here, separate extensions with a space or comma and do not include the leading dot. So we'll only allow a Word doc and a PDF document. File directory. I love this about Drupal. Um, Drupal understands that the type of field this is a file upload, and so it's asking us, where do you want us to take that file, this man's resume or this woman's resume, and where do you want us to put it on your server? Um, if you don't address this, you don't have to, but all the resumes are going to get piled in with all your other pictures and all your other files if you don't segregate those out as well. So in this case, we'll say we'll just say resumes, okay? And I'm just going to type that in. This will create a folder in my uh, directory, or in my, I'm sorry, in my root directory of Drupal in the sites folder. There's going to be another folder created in the appropriate place called resumes, and every time a resume is uploaded, a doc file or a PDF, it's going to get dumped into that folder. So this helps you kind of keep your file structure clean as users use your website and more input gets added. Enable description field, sure, why not? Number of values, I guess you could theoretically allow other things if you wanted to, but typically people only have one resume, so we'll just choose one here and we'll hit Save Settings. Alright, and now this task of adding fields to this content type is pretty much done. If you're wondering, I want to limit who can upload files, or I want them to be logged in, or you're thinking ahead, that's good, but again, we're going to get to all that later. Right now, we're just laying the groundwork and going over the fundamental building blocks and tools that you have available to you. And kind of where we're at right now is we're adding fields to the content types that we think we're going to need in this fictitious website that we're creating here. And we've just now completed the jobs wanted content type. I guess I'm getting a little tired here. And let's just go ahead and add one of these. And here's our title, here's the jobs wanted description, here's the years of experience, and platform experience, and contact information, and resume upload. In the last video, I mentioned a little bit about styling and looks. Clearly, this form that we are creating here is going to, we would want to make this look a little bit differently before end users use it, and we'll, again, go over all of that when we get into styling and changing the way your website looks. Again, right now our focus is simply on how it functions and building the raw pieces that you need so that you can have something to style against. But just to review once again, inside of our content type of click structure and then content types, and now we were dealing with jobs wanted posting. Again, I may want to change this around. So the title, years of experience I'll put up, platform experience I'll put up there, and I'll put the contact information last, and I'll save that. Again, this under Manage Fields controls the order of the fields the user sees to input the information. So I'm going to refresh this page, and you'll notice these fields changed around. So now this is near the top. So jobs wanted title, I am an awesome sauce expert. And my years of experience, I will say, is 2. Got experience in those. Description, want to be more awesome. Please help. Resume upload, okay? And it lets the user know, we've limited you to a gig. We might want to change that. Allowed file types, doc and PDF. Contact information, you know, cell, and then we're going to hit save. Now notice there's a separate deal called Manage Display under the content type job wanted posting. In this case, I probably want contact information at the bottom, platform experience, here's experience, it looks good. I want to put these in line, and contact information. Alright, we'll save this, and once we save this Manage Display, you'll notice that this content types fields get laid out a little bit differently, a little cleaner. And there we go. There's that piece of content. I do want to make one adjustment. I do want to go into Manage Fields under our content types, jobs, wanted, posting, and I want to go edit the resume upload. And I don't want to allow an entire gig. I only want to allow, we'll say 5 megabytes. And if you read the information down here, it kind of gives you instructions on how to do that. Then we're going to hit Save Settings. And then if I go and add content, and I want to add another jobs wanted posting, the resume upload, you'll notice, got reduced to 5 megabytes, so no one can go too crazy. So I will end that video here. We have basically completed the content type called jobs wanted posting. And before that, we had completed the jobs available posting. So now we're going to go move on to the bid submission and the project submission, and those we're going to have some number fields and some different ones. So as always, thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Comments are always welcome, and if you have any questions, please ask me. Thanks for watching. See you on the next video.